Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to do a friendship reading between Wendy and Yeri as it was requested by my older sister, and let's just check out how they get along. The first question that I'm going to ask is going to figure out what type of connection do Wendy and Yeri have. You have last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. Interesting. The next question is to figure out one card that will represent each person. So one card that will represent Wendy within this connection. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed and one card to represent Yeri in this connection. We have the Five of Cups. We both have fives with completely different meanings. So the connection itself with this last quarter moon in Aquarius tells me that it's all about ending cycles. It's about self-empowerment and self-growth with that Aquarius, and also learning how to work with other people. With reflection on your priorities, it definitely feels like this connection is all about learning what's important to them, learning what matters, learning what is, the weight that they should carry, learning what weight they should pull, what's theirs to take care of and what is theirs to let go of. Here, these waters feel very calm, so it also feels like they're both learning how to relax, how to calm down, how to be in harmony, how to be in peace. And also, these crystals makes me think of having, crystal view, being able to see things clearly, being able to see things for what they are, being able to see the transparency of a situation. So, no bullshitting, no issues, no hidden unknowns or anything. So, that's the type of connection that they have. One filled with the sense of knowing who they are as individuals and learning how to work with other people as well. Now, the card that represents Wendy in this connection is the Five of Pentacles reversed. So this definitely feels like Wendy is the individual that's learning how to not be on her own, learning how to work with other people, learning that she's not on her own in the first place. The Five of Pentacles upright usually talks about someone that feels left out in the cold, abandonment, and things along those lines. Just feeling like you're an outcast of sorts. But with it being reversed, it kind of feels like Wendy's learning how to get out of that, learning how to work with other people, also learning how to accept other people's help, and also, know that she's not walking her path alone. On the other hand, we have Yeri with the Five of Cups. So the card that represents Yeri in this connection is someone that's a little bit more pessimistic. So I do feel that they're both a lot more similar than we give them credit for. And this Five of Cups kind of shows that Yeri does have a pretty pessimistic outlook into life. And I feel that's her self-defense, trying to not disappoint herself with expectations, illusions, and fantasies she may have created for herself. Maybe she's imagining this beautiful world and she's doing her best to make sure that she doesn't, reach the clouds, and she's trying to have her feet planted on the ground, but because of that she's a little bit off balance and keeping herself in a more pessimistic outlook rather than a realistic reality. She's just kind of putting herself down a little bit more than necessary. Now let's ask the second question. How does Wendy see Yeri? We have the Knight of Swords reversed. So Wendy sees Yeri as someone that has no filter, someone that is cautious yet impulsive, yet not reckless. That's what it feels like right off the bat. How does Yeri see Wendy? The card that popped out is the Temperance card reversed. On the other hand, Yeri sees Wendy as someone that has no patience. Funnily enough, I thought of someone that has a temperament, so someone that can get mad and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I guess Yeri does like to push Wendy's buttons. Anyway, but the Temperance card reverse, it also talks about someone that's out of balance, someone that doesn't trust, or someone that is very impatient, as I mentioned earlier. So I do feel that Yeri is able to see all of the weaknesses that Wendy has on her. And Yeri's also able to see how, what tips Wendy over or what gets her off balance. I do feel that also when Wendy, when she's out of her center or out of her equilibrium, if you want to put it that way, Yeri's the first one to see that. She's the first one to perceive when Wendy's not okay. Now, going back to what the way that Wendy sees Yeri with the Knight of Swords reversed. It kind of feels like Wendy is what she sees in Yeri is the drive and the mutable energy, you know, the adjustable energy, the flow that Yeri just has. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight of all of tarot. It is about communication and thinking, since it's all about swords. So this kind of tells me that Yeri is an individual that likes to talk and likes to just do things and likes to just learn about things and experience things. And Wendy is able to see that from Yeri. The ability to just express herself, the ability to just learn about new things and experience life and just adjust into whatever situation Yeri's thrown into. Now let's check the other card, which is how do Yeri and Wendy like to spend their time together. I'll put this ones back in because I just want one. How do Yeri and Wendy like to spend their time together? One card, please. We have last quarter moon in Libra, make time for self-love. So that's 2 air signs, now that I think about it. Interesting. But with this last quarter moon in Libra, there's a sense of harmony, balance, and I guess justice in a sense, you know, being fair to each other. So the way that they like to spend their time together is bringing each other to balance again. It's, I guess they both like to hang out together because I think they're both pretty similar. So when they come together, they both are able to kind of call out the other one when they're not okay and help each other figure out how to be okay, if that makes sense. Also with this Libra energy, it's all about partnerships and working together with other people. So, and also learning about other people to understand yourself better. So I do feel that the way that they like to spend their time together is just talking to get to know each other. Also with that make time for self-love, I think the topic that they usually talk about is self-love, self-respect, and how to make that happen, how to make it possible, and how to work through that. Even if they don't directly talk about that, that is definitely the foundation or the purpose of all their conversations. I think that's a big thing. Also, I do feel that maybe one of the things that they like to do is probably just, it's weird to say that they just like to relax, because I feel that both of them have a very chaotic energy when they come together. So I don't see how relaxation is part of their connection. But I wouldn't be surprised that maybe their bickering and fooling around and playing around is a form of relaxation. I don't know. But yeah, all of that purple also tells me that they kind of just talk pretty intuitively to each other. So I do feel that they're both able to really like feel around what the other one's kind of like vibing with or feeling, and if that makes sense, like just kind of know each other's energy and kind of just know what the other one's going through. That type of I guess connection. Now, what does Wendy like about Yeri? We have the Hierophant reverse. Makes sense. What does Yeri like about Wendy? Oh, I'll take the one that fell. We have the Four of Pentacles. So the thing that Wendy likes about Yeri is how conventional Yeri is. So Yeri is a wild card. Yeri is someone that just does her own thing. Yeri doesn't follow the normal path. The Hierophant talks a lot about tradition. It talks about spiritual leaders of sorts and higher powers out there as well. But with this Hierophant reverse, it definitely feels like Yeri is non-conventional. She does her own thing. She doesn't follow the traditional path. She doesn't do what society expects her to do, because Yeri's just doing her own thing. She's vibing, going her own wasteland, doing her own thing again. And because of that, I feel that that's what Wendy really likes about Yeri. Maybe Yeri carries out this air of not needing other people, and I think that's one of the things that Wendy really likes about Yeri, the ability that Yeri has of being on her own and being okay on her own, because I think Wendy struggles being on her own. Again, that Five of Pentacles reverse kind of shows a sense of learning that she's not on her own, right? That was the whole point of Wendy's card. Also, with this Hierophant, we're talking about Taurus energy, so I think Wendy really likes how Yeri dresses herself, or the way that Yeri expresses who she is through her clothes, through her hair, or her art, or stuff like that. You know, very Venus type traits, I guess you could put it that way. On the other hand, what Yeri likes about Wendy is this Four of Pentacles. So one of the things that the Four of Pentacles has is possessive energy, right? Someone that holds very dearly onto what they have, what they treasure, and not being able to move on from that. However, from Yeri, the first thing that I got was that Yeri really likes how Wendy is able to like hold on to the things that matter to her and the things that Wendy treasures. I feel that the resilience and the stubbornness that comes from holding on to those things is what Yeri really likes and admires about Wendy. I feel that Yeri has this sense of being very flowy and going with the flow and very airy and sometimes a bit aloof, that sometimes she kind of goes like she's a bit too detached. So I think she really admires how Wendy is able to actually hold on to things and care about things, and care enough to hold on to them. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I guess Yeri also likes Wendy's ability to just fight for what she cares about. Not only hold on to it, but also fight for it. That could be part of it. So, what has Wendy learned from Yeri? I'll take this one. Oh, there are three. Let me put them back. I thought it was one. There you go. We have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Oh, that's very pretty. So the card that represents Wendy in this relationship is the Five of Pentacles reversed, and the thing that Wendy has learned from Yeri is a Five of Pentacles reversed. So that just means that what Wendy has learned from Yeri is to not be on her own. Well, to learn how to be on her own and also know that she's not alone, if that makes sense. I feel that Wendy really suffers from feeling lonely and doesn't really know how to cope with her solitude. So what has Yeri learned from Wendy? We have the Tower. Okay. And the thing that Yeri has learned from Wendy is how to just embrace the impact of change. I think Yeri has also learned from Wendy how things just kind of happen out of nowhere. The unexpected is unexpected, of course, but to expect the unexpected. I think I repeated myself too many times, but you get what I'm getting at. Also, with the Tower card, it feels like one of the things that Yeri has learned from Wendy is to have the ability to just go with the flow, in the sense of like when one thing is not going okay and it goes on and on and on, that it feels like it will never end. It will, and you learn from it. That type of energy, right? When something doesn't go well, it is a learning experience, and to take it that way. When there's a destruction of something, it is necessary for the reconstruction of something else, right? Because the Tower card is Mars energy. It's a, direct masculine energy. It just kind of happens. Things just work. Things just get done. It's very sudden, very direct, very straightforward. And it can be a little bit scary because of how quickly the energy can be and how it fills up the space to the point that it could be suffocating sometimes. But with this Tower card, it's supposed to show how there's a spark of inspiration of sorts, or like there's a spark that causes this big disaster type of thing. And it's supposed to symbolize the destruction of a foundation in order to build upon a stronger one. So I do feel that that's the thing that Yeri has learned from Wendy. All of the difficulties that Wendy has gone through have been learning experiences for Yeri. Again, they like to talk to each other about balance, about self-love, and they may even sometimes like to go to spas or something together. I don't know if they actually do that. But the whole thing is that they're talking about how to become better people and how to respect themselves and how to love themselves. And because of that, I do feel that maybe Wendy has talked about some of her difficult experiences and share them with Yeri, And because of that, Yeri has learned how through difficulty there is growth. Through difficulty, there is also a bunch of beautiful things that can blossom from it. On the other hand, which I kind of already mentioned, the thing that Wendy has learned from Yeri is how to not be on her own, or how not to take her solitude as something bad, how to learn to not feel a sense of abandonment, or not learn Wendy has learned to not feel like she's out on her own and she has to just deal things on her own. I feel that Yeri has been a good ear for Wendy, or has been a very good person to just like talk to her, give her advice, and listen to her out. And because of that, Yeri has provided like that partnership or that friend that Wendy needs to not feel on her own. I feel that Wendy's still working towards that, but at least now she has like a guiding light, an example or advice as to how to cope with that or go through with that. Now, the last question that I'm going to ask is, why did Wendy and Yeri meet? Two cards came out, that's fine. I can handle 2. 3, I don't think so, but 2, that's fine. So we have New Moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine, and we have New Moon in Capricorn, stay up and lead. Stay up, I said. Step up and lead. So, the reason that they met was to just empower each other. With attuned to the divine, it feels like they both met so that they can be connected to who they truly are, to their higher selves, to their highest potential, to their best version of them, to be who they truly are and connect to the universe and connect to just how fate works and destiny and all of that. They just kind of met so that they could be the true Pisces that they are, being compassionate and empathetic to each other, and hear each other out in a very honest, genuine way, and in a way be mirrors to each other as well, and learn from each other because of how similar they can be sometimes. New moons talk about beginnings, so I think that they just they met so that they can continue bringing those beginnings to each other of self-love, self-compassion, because they're both very similar in that sense. Again, they're both Pisces suns, so I think they understand each other in that sense, right? Then we have a new moon in Capricorn, so again, a new journey, a new beginning, a new chapter, and with this we have step up and lead. So they both learn from each other in such a way so they can be the leaders of their lives, so they can be the ones making the decisions, taking action, doing things, and getting whatever their goals are done and accomplishing those goals, and to not hold each other back. And because I'm not saying that they hold each other back, I'm just saying that they help each other influence and inspire to continue moving forward, because they themselves hold themselves back, maybe through their fears, their experience, past life experiences. And I don't mean past lives as in like another lifetime, I mean past lives and like things that they have cultivated from this life, just in their past, if that makes sense. So yeah, and with that Capricorn energy, I feel that that's how they met, so that they could work better, not only in their public image, but also as individuals, as well as their career and the way that they see their career. Also, I wanted to mention this mountains talk about challenges and conflicts, so I do feel that they met so that they could learn from each other in such a way that they're able to learn how to overcome any obstacle, difficulty, or challenge they will encounter in the future, may it be together or as individuals. So yeah, I'll leave that there. I hope you guys like this reading. I hope you found this fun or entertaining. This was a decent reading for me, and I'll see you on the next one, whatever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and bye.